Hello. So there is a vote here.
Oh,
There is a vote award, no? Because if they vote, I will show him them.
I hope there will be awards.
Okay, so I hope that she has not her cane, so she will hit me. So she's here.
She's here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing Grandma to the Q&A.
Yeah, she's really happy.
That's so much better. As I absolutely love this film. When I first encountered it, it was just it's just one of those moments where you're lost for words. And I wanted for you to start by telling us a little bit about, like, when did the project start for you, and how did you work the production, the framework for this unveiling of events to happen within your family, for this love, incredible love festival that you created for your family and neighbors. What came first? You know, what is this amazing space that you created? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I started thinking about this project in 2012. I mean, I wanted only to make this a personal story about how we invent stories when we don't have any concrete or visual proofs in the house, no pictures. And then in 2016, I discovered that a big riot took place in the neighborhood, and I started to make link between the personal and national story. So I discovered that the little lights that I had in my house was only symptom of other bigger ones. Those little lights grow bigger, destroy the walls of my house, and escape it in the neighborhood. And at that moment, I start really to think about how I can mix both and how I can tell the personal story, and through this personal story we can talk about the national one. Yeah. So it was not easy for me to tell the story without no footage, nothing, starting with nothing. Pictures are missing, everything are missing. So I took a lot of time to create my own archive during 9 years or 7 years. And then I use this archive in what I call the laboratory. At the end, in the last year of the shooting in this laboratory, I bring everybody, the family and the mother, the grandmother who said always that walls have an ear. So I said, okay, I will bring you in another place. My father was my accomplice. We will build walls without ears. We will talk freely. We will destroy everything. Maybe we will come out with a therapy. I don't like therapy word, but maybe it was.
Absolutely, and you know, in many ways, not that you were necessarily doing it for therapeutic effect, but it possibly had it. So can you tell us about the impact that making this film together with your family had on you?
It was not easy. I don't, that people that I meet in the kitchen, in the living room, it was easy to make film with them, but it was not easy. My grandmother was not okay to make the film, and I was just trying little by little, in years and years, just with them to forget about the camera. But when we go to this place, to the laboratory, it's just like starting from the beginning. They start to playing themselves. For convincing my grandmother, it was not so easy. I told her 2 days before the shooting, she wasn't okay to go with me, and I bring 3 Moroccan actresses, famous one. I show her, just like grandmother, choose one. She said, why? I said, she will be you in the film. I cannot, I have no solution. And she just look at me, just like the first image in the film. And she didn't say anything. Well, after 1 day, she called me, she said, do you think that bad woman will be me in your film? I said, I have no choice. She said, no, she cannot tell my story. It's my story. I said, yes, this is your story, so do it. She said, I will come, but I will not guarantee to you to stay. So it was so much pressure. And yes, she was really, she did it because she did a lot of problems. And actually, the behind the scene was only problems and problems with my grandmother.
But at the same time, you created this kind of like what it seems like magical moments within your family, where a lot of things come to the fore, and therefore the kind of like the fear is gone, and then they can be talked and speaked of. But I don't know if like your family have ever had a conversation about those events that happened before.
Yeah, it was the goal to create this interaction with my family and to show mechanism of life that grew up in my house, but not only in my house, in my street, so I was not looking for guilty people or denouncing anyone, but as I said in the beginning, I was just trying to understand how we can invent stories without having any concrete things, and that's why I try to be kind, and I mean, it's our stories. It's gonna be really strong if we are talking about our own stories and someone else gonna be upset. And I think this fear, I wanted to destroy it because our generation it's not the same as my grandmother and my family and my mother and the fathers who are just like looking and don't saying anything. But my generation, it's different because we believe that in Morocco today we have some kind of reconciliation with the past. It's our past finally. We should se reappropriate to this past, because for me, someone who has not memory, he cannot talk about the future. So I, as a young filmmaker, Moroccan, I should to start by understanding what happened when I was not here, and then I feel free. Everything is changed after this film, and that's why I love documentary, because documentary we have a lot of films after the main film.
Very well said. Yes. I have many more questions, but perhaps you do too. So yes, go ahead.
I have to ask the obvious question here. How did you show the film to your grandmother, and how did you show it on film?
My grandmother was with
Can
me
you
in
repeat the
Cannes,
question?
and
The question is if her grandmother has seen the film and watched how she reacts.
so I will just tell you the story of Cannes and me and my grandmother. So 3 days before Cannes, she said I will not go. I said why? She said I don't like my dress. Oh my God! So she want the flag in the head of the kaftan, jellaba. So I was looking for this fabric and velour to make it in the jellaba. So I was like driving like a mad person, and I stopped in front of a person who I'm talking with my Moroccan distributor. I will present her later. What is L'Adoul?
Notarizer.
Islamic lawyer who get married and divorced people. So I saw that flag in the desk, and I stopped my car. I just go. He said divorce or marriage. I said no divorce, no marriage. I want just to buy this flag. And he said it's dirty. I said yeah, I need it, please. So I get it. And I don't understand later why she wanted this flag, because in Cannes everybody kiss the head, her head, so her head was the flag, and she said, okay, now you talk alone about politics, I'm safe now, so go, and you are alone talking about politics, I'm not with you. So people are kissing the flag in my head. So she was really clever, and I was also afraid in the screening in Cannes, because my grandmother was the first time she will be in the theater and in Cannes direct to watch her own story. So I was not looking. Before the screening, I said, okay, I will watch the first time my film. I will say everything about technique, about problems that I will fix later. But I was only watching my grandmother because I was afraid that she stand up and said, stop that, stop. Oh my God. But I thank God, because she forgot about her phone. Yeah, and she didn't listen anything. And she just was happy after the screening, because people come to her. She said, wow, you was great. And she was happy. She called her son. She said, I feel that I am a minister here in France now.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was good. And we will show a film in Morocco soon. My Moroccan distributor is here. Eto Brada, just stand up, please. I'm super happy because he joined me in board, and the house where we will show Morocco is Cinematic de Tanger, Cinema Vif. It's a main art house in Morocco. I love that house. And we are super excited to know how Moroccan people will receive this story. A lot of pressure for me. Yeah.
Wonderful. Any more comments or questions? Yes.
I was wondering about the difference in technically and visually approaching how to represent the replica of the neighborhood when you're shooting with just miniatures and you have more control over light and effects versus shooting the actual laboratory with your actual family members. What was the difference in shooting those different aspects of the film?
I will ask you just to help me because I look like speaking English, but I'm not a good speaker.
Perhaps you can tell us something about the cinematography. Like, what did you have in mind for the different parts? You know, for when you're shooting in the street, were you shooting in the laboratory? Did you have ideas?
Yeah. Thank you so much for this question because everything was mixed and I was making my tagine with a lot of ingredients in my editing room. So I was taking footage from 2012 and footage from 2018 and footage from the laboratory, and I tried to mix them like my father, like by my hand. So I finished this film with 500 hours of rushes, so no editor can accept that. So I finished to walk on my sequences from the kitchen to the living room with the paper by ear with colors and trying to give titles to my sequences and try to edit my film in papers before coming back to the timeline, technical timeline. It was the idea of mixing form and everything, just to tell that there is no way to make documentary. Documentary is still a huge and virgin space. We can tell a real fact, but the way that we can tell that real fact can be different. That's why I wanted to mix everything, and I didn't want to make stop motion. I wanted to keep the organic, real things for my dolls because creating the miniature in the film was for a reason. I have no timeline when I will finish this film and where. I have no idea. I am the producer and the filmmaker and the editor, so I didn't accept money coming from channels because I cannot give the film in 6 months. I have no idea when this film gonna be finished. So the idea was, if somebody is missing in this film, we will continue the film with the dolls. Even if me as a director, I'm not here, the film should exist because it was necessary to tell this story. It was not a simple film only because I want to make something artistic, but it was a mission for me to make this story before doing anything in my career.
Well said.
I'm so sorry, I forgot.
That was perfect. Any more comments or questions? Yes, all the way in the back. Sorry.
And-
you were turning. Yeah?
I just wanted to hear about your sources.
So
Thank
questions
you.
about influences and sources.
I love a lot of cinemas, but my first cinema that just opened my eyes, really, it was the Iranian cinema, Baskar Rostami, Mahsen Mahmalbaf, Hana Mahmalbaf, Samira Mahmalbaf, Farhadi, and also Nouri Berger, the Turkish. So I love this cinema that coming from real, and we took time to understand for images. I love a lot of things about that cinema, but I also watch international cinema from France also, Agnès Varda, Michael Moore. It's different, but I like this courage that he has of making film. Yeah, so and also Moroccan and Bouanani in La Cinémathèque. Also, we watched a lot of film of our Moroccan filmmaker Bouanani. Yes, Fawzi Ben Saidi.
Thank you. Any was somewhere else? Yes, you know over there.
السلام عليكم.
Assalamu alaikum.
اسمي مريم، كنت مصورة عايشة في نيويورك. I think it's the first time you ever saw that.
Yeah, of course. My grandmother was super happy. Yeah, she asked me in Arabic if I like New York or not. Of course, New York was really nice. I don't know if there is someone from LA here, because I will tell what was the difference between LA. There's no one from LA here. You are from New York? Oh, you are from LA, sorry. No, I will just laugh because when I came just the first time in LA, I said LA was for me a huge, beautiful hospital. But here, in New York, I can talk about there and there. I can walk. I can have a metro, so it's different. I prefer walk and not have a car.
There was a question all the way in the back.
Oh, yes. First of all, thank you so much for such a beautiful film, for such an intimate conversation with your family. But
Can you
my
project
question-
a little more? Stand up and
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry.
Perfect.
So first of all, I just wanted to thank you for such an intimate film. It was so beautiful. And second, how did your relationship with your grandmother change after the film?
Yeah, thank you so much for this question. Because everything is changing. My grandmother, today we can watch series, she can talk about the dress of actress, but before just like, no, I want to watch news, So she just like, everything is changing. But for me, what was super important is Abdullah. Abdullah is the first time he talked about what happened in the cell, and for the people was a mad person. For me, it was a film. To make Abdullah talk freely about for the first time and dancing for the first time. He said that to me after the screen. I have a video, maybe I will share it one day. He said that I never danced, since that day I never danced. So he was dancing, he was happy in Cannes, and I did everything to bring my characters in Cannes. It was such a big deal to bring that people who has in prison, to bring them outside of Morocco. I mean, it was a lot of work, and I couldn't make my premiere without them. I said, okay, but as I am a producer, I have no one to say, bring me my characters. So I just watched the mirror. I said, you should bring your character. I am the producer, so yeah, you saw a lot of logo, but it was a small amount. I was collecting them like the video game, Super Mario.
Does your grandmother now understand that you are in fact a filmmaker?
Yeah, of course. I got a prize of best director in Cannes. She was here, and I told her in Arabic, "Mui ana mukhrija," so that means, my grandmother, I'm a director with a diploma now. You cannot see anything in front of Cannes. So she said like,
Any other comment or question? Yeah, go for it.
Any Kiarostami movies that you love the most?
Yes, Le Goût de la Cerise in French, but I have no that guy who will suicide. The Taste of Cherry. This is my favorite. And also, À travers les oliviers, I love that. À travers les oliviers. Trees and trucs comme ça. I watched them in La Fémis school because I was in La Fémis in Paris, so I watched them all in French. Sorry. I didn't speak English 2 years ago, so you should be glad.
I speak great English. Well, I've been told that we have to wrap it here.